Hello everyone, and welcome to my final project for this class. I chose to create a unit that includes an somewhat educational video game, somewhat entertainment video game. To me, it kind of crossed both lines. The unit I'm going to do is a rock climbing unit using the video game Solo Joe. So this would be designed for a physical education or health type class. I'm directing it towards the high school level, 9th through 12th grade. Um, what this kind of does is that you get the feeling of or experience and gaining knowledge of rock climbing through the use of this game. I found this game to be actually very difficult, which rock climbing, if anyone has ever done it, is very difficult. It's very strategic. Time planning, just preparation in general, a lot can go into that, along with safety concerns and safety equipment. The two learning principles that I implemented into this unit were psychological moratorium principle. So this is basically where the user of the game gets to practice all the concepts, and different moves in a game, as I mentioned, like route planning or gear selection for rock climbing, without the actual risks of real life rock climbing, because the risk can be very serious. So I thought that for this activity, implementing something with a video game that does have that real life kind of planning and knowledge and vocab without the actual risk would fit very well with this principle. It kind of goes hand in hand in the sense that real life rock climbing has serious consequences, but the video game does not. So it matches up very well. The second principle I had that I included in this unit was committed learning principle. So as it reads, when I first played this game, it took me several attempts to complete the first wall. I even left the game and came back to it. So I mentioned this because rock climbing is not easy. It's as I said, it takes a lot of planning, strategy, physical strength as well in terms of real life. So having students commit to playing this game, I kind of prompted that with a culminating event that is going actually rock climbing. I personally have been through a unit like this where the end goal is going out and actually attempting rock climbing, and it was very rewarding. So the committed learning principle is something that I think students kind of have to commit to and know that by playing this game, there is an end goal of actually attempting rock climbing, which can be very rewarding for a lot of people. My objectives, first one, students will list 4 pieces of safety equipment prior to virtually climbing on a verbal assessment. And then the second, students will be able to describe the purpose behind using chalk while climbing on a written assessment. Students will navigate their way through at least 2 virtual rock walls by the end of the unit, measured by the completion of the rock wall on the game. So the game will actually tell you if you completed it or not. There is an end goal to the wall or the rock that you're climbing. So to step you briefly through this lesson, first, I personally would create an introductory video, a screencast of you playing the game. Your voice can go along with it. Maybe you include some PowerPoint slides that have the controls, such as I have listed lower here, the game controls. And then you could also have a breakdown of the assessments that you'll be giving the students throughout this unit. Creating an introductory video like this will give the students very good insight of what is expected of them. You can lay out some guidelines and kind of the overall goals and objectives of this unit. I would then introduce the students to the video game. I'd let them kind of get on the computers, play around with the game, test it out, fail, succeed, just kind of learn by play. From there, I would probably have somewhat of a discussion with them, what they thought, how they did, challenges. That way I know maybe something that might kind of be tough for the students as this unit goes on, or some things that they're already good at, and so on. So from there, I would go down to, basically let's go down to the breakdown of a daily class here. You can see it's in bold. So for the first 5 minutes of the class, that's for instructions or guidelines throughout the day. This is where you hand them maybe an assessment that you want them to do at the start of class, or hand them an assessment that kind of goes along with that class period as they fill out throughout the day. And also I'll maybe ask them about like specifically what are some of the notes that they're taking, because I would require students to take notes, jot notes down as they play the game, such as like challenges or failures, or when they do succeed, maybe certain moves that they pulled while performing on the video game, climbing on the wall, as well as different gear that they used for rock climbing. So from there, then basically 35 minutes, you just kind of let the students play, in a sense. They attempt the video game to accomplish the goals that they've set out, and work together to maybe find solutions for ideas, like when they reach a challenge point or a tough point on a certain rock wall. Maybe by students working together, they can come up with different gear to use or different moves to perform on the rock wall. All of this is basically self-learning through repetition also. So as a teacher, you're instructing them on kind of different ways to use the game, and then also kind of helping them through roadblocks when they can't maybe accomplish a goal. And then the end of the class, whatever that may be, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, is for basically the closing instructions, making sure all the computers are shut off, and kind of going back over what students did that day, different things that came up, and any questions that really students have that you as an instructor can cover right before you let them go. So that is kind of a general overview of this lesson and unit that I have planned out here for rock climbing. Something that is very out of my element in the sense of including the video game into the classroom. So I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you guys do too. Thank you.